So, it's been a bit of a while since my last quality video. Well, actually you probably can't even label anything I create as quality. That nerd herd shoutout thing took me 2 hours at most to create. The best video on this channel would have to be the chicken gang re-upload, but that doesn't even count and it's obsolete now as the original has been fixed. But this video is truly going to be different. But first let's talk about the results on the form. The Trump video is actually the idea I mentioned in my Hey video back a few months ago. I anticipated this one to win easily. Then there is the Brian Notepad thing, which was actually one of the earliest videos I had planned. I got the idea just after the Suffering by TTS video. Well, it got literally 0 votes, so that's probably dead. I mean, I even found a picture of myself. Damn, come on. I look f***ing sexy. But then there is this topic, and it won. And I was not anticipating it to win by this much. The vast majority of the form results picked the overdramatic Discord documentary. This is not that, this is just a little slice of that. This video is about the ambitious ideas I had, that were put on the Discord server. Call them ambitious, or call them stupid, but they all failed massively. So, grab some popcorn. There is quite a lot of shit to get through. But first let's introduce our people. It's quite obvious who this guy is. This person said that their name should be Sir John of High Fury the 69th, often abbreviated to Weeb. This guy, which I don't even know. So let's just call him the PogChamp. And then there's Dave. Because everyone knows Dave. Now, what should we start with? Around July, I came up with this thing. The Monopoly idea was just weird. I would intentionally give off text channels in the server to people who obtained high ranks. This became known as the uncontrolled sector. The owners of these text channels could customize them in almost any way they like, such as offensive descriptions, offensive names, offensive restrictions. First, you had to have a very, very high rank, almost admin tier. But over time, the bar to pass just got lower, and lower, and lower, and lower. Basically anyone could have their own private chat. Now what was the point of these chats, you ask? I don't f***ing know. It was to spice the server up a little. Add some variation, add some weirdness. The Weeb first created Weebtopia, which was a little thing which would share anime rubbish. Critical Dave created London, which was much more interesting. This was Dave's new mini-region. He was inviting people to the main server just so he could put them in London. I had to create a special role just for him, so he could put these fresh new losers there permanently. It also became a punishment, a deterrent for don't do that, or I'll put you in London. I then decided to create 2 more roles for Dave. He named them Corporal of London, which was supposed to grant higher perms to Londoners, and also Unwanted of London, which was his depressing attempt to keep people out of London. Neither of which worked. With Dave's new roles, he could send people there on his own, without any input from me. Amazingly, after the first 10 minutes of giving him these powers, we all learned the hard way, that he could steal almost anyone, put them in London, and do whatever the he liked with them. But after the mute role broke, and after Dave had a little outburst, what happened next was something I had never seen before. Something that made me very, very happy. It was late July, a month after the first private chats, and about 2 weeks of Dave's madness. I of course feared some kind of security failure, where Dave would take over the main chat, or arrest an admin. or put slow mode to 6 hours, or delete a role, or to stop him, I created the controlled role. A utility role. Just high enough above Dave's abusive role so that he was powerless to affect it at all. But that only worked when he was below it. Weeb and Dave both started with only 2 chats, but I kept randomly giving them more, in what I called, the admin race. Where 2 people had absolute power in the chat, and the first person to restrict the other from it, wins the chat. You could even see the roles switching in real time. Somehow, Weeb literally started to claim Dave's chats. I'm still not sure how he did it, but it was safe to say that security was not Dave's #1 concern. Other people created their own chats, and the entire category became one big free-for-all. The category was renamed Monopoly, as it resembled one large game of Monopoly. And then Dave did something never seen before. He took over an admin-controlled chat. A chat that I owned. And he did nothing to it. Literally nothing. I guess he just wanted bragging rights. Now we're going into August. And what is created there is even worse. Coming off of the high of July, I thought now would be the perfect time to introduce a new server-breaking role. Literally, Special Agent. My desperate attempt at creating a non-admin admin. A moderator, who cannot moderate. It was the secret police. The plan for them was that when I was offline, or dead, these agents could mute anyone who was suspicious, which was a role that would be given by either me, or an actual, true, real, moderator. So I could mark someone as suspicious, then get on with my life. Then, if someone violates the #1 rule, or like spams, they would be tranquilized, which was literally the name of the mute role. Oh, and in case it wasn't obvious, no, this cluster of roles and permissions did not work. If only I had an image of the old permissions for the main chat. Member-specific permissions, layered roles, mute roles being ranked above admin ones, an absolute mess. Also, the agents thing itself had led to approximately 85,678 extra roles, like, fresh, or watchlist, or unpredictable, and whatever this thing was. Best part about the execution of the idea, was that agents could mute each other. There was no restriction to muting other agents, even for no reason. But, they could unmute themselves. While incredible to watch the audit logs fill up with pointless targets that had been tranquilized only for them to come back again, but, it was, a little worrying. Now of course, being a man of opportunity, and an agent himself, Sir Pogman, seized this moment to do something. He abused the out of it. First, he formally declared war on Dave, and then followed that up by tranquilizing him. But Dave was going to have none of this, after he won the previous agent war with Filthy Weeb literally 7 hours ago. Quite evenly matched, wasn't it? But after the children had their fun, what did Dave end up doing? Did he, A, go offline in a fit of rage? B, take over Weebtopia, somehow? Or C, where he deleted a bunch of roles? He deleted a bunch of roles, quite unfortunate. But now, the post-Dave meltdown roles were pretty unstable, and Dave's insanity kind of came back to bite him in the ass. And Article, still desperate for chaos, somehow managed to get above the agent role itself, and destroy everything. Well, actually, he didn't destroy everything. He only destroyed Dave's dreams. So nothing of value was lost.